Let's start with an update on Hamas-Palestine war. What can you say?
Well, I mean, it's going slowly but surely. The IDF just uncovered the largest, weapons, underground munitions plant they have during the entire war, so that's a good thing. Hamas is still firing rockets, have been consistently, but I guess the IDF does hope to slowly and surely degrade their rocket capabilities as well as their military personnel going forward. So the war on the ground is progressing in Gaza. The thing to look at, which is what a lot of people have been saying for years now, is to the north. How's it going with Hezbollah? Because Hezbollah has a legitimate rocket arsenal that they could unleash in a single flurry that could do massive damage, but that would bring the end to Hezbollah in Lebanon as well. The IDF response to a full-scale assault from Hezbollah in Lebanon would lead to, mass destruction in Israel and Lebanon completely. So it's been managing that. And the big sort of new developments is the IDF seems to be able to, they took out a senior Hamas commander in a Hezbollah stronghold in Lebanon, who was the architect of sort of bringing Hamas under the Islamic Republic of Iran's purview. Where there was a brief, after the Arab Spring, the Muslim Brotherhood got control of Egypt for a year. So that was, a party for Hamas, and, the border flowed open and weapons came in. But then when Sisi took Morsi out after he tried to basically Islamize Egypt, Hamas needed a new sugar daddy. And he was sort of instrumental in bringing Hamas fully under the fold of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Remember, Hamas and Hezbollah don't really get along. They agree on killing all the Jews and destroying Israel. But again, the one is a Sunni extremist and one is a Shiite extremist. And as you see, when push comes to shove, they will kill each other if left to their own devices. So he was sort of the chief diplomat, let's say, in Hamas, who sort of bridged the Hamas-Hezbollah IRGC bridge, and he's done. Many other senior IRGC commanders have been taken out by Israel, and Israel continues to take out Hamas commanders, and they sort of fulfilled their promise of sort of anywhere in the world. And the other good news is you saw someone, the Americans or the Israelis, took out 12 IRGC ships in the Red Sea on the coast that the Houthis were using for this blockade. So it's nice to know that someone's actually taking the blockade of the Red Sea somewhat seriously and trying to end it, because it's not good for anyone. But on that, I think you're seeing this is not going to be a typical Israeli war where they're fighting, Egypt or Lebanon or Jordan, where they can, force a government into a permanent ceasefire or peace treaty. This is a terrorist organization that continues to fight to the death. And it's just put outside that they're winning. Hamas is bragging only 4% of Palestinians' population, blah, blah, blah. They have many more people they can kill. They're doing great. They're going to end the Zionist entity, yada, yada, yada. So Hamas is still on full on. We're winning. We're going to fight to the death. This is great. They're still in that mode. But slowly but surely over the coming months and the war will probably go over a year, which is a very long time by, Israel war standards. This is the country that defeated 13 armies in 6 days, the 6 Days War. And, the Yom Kippur War, which is a near disaster for Israel, didn't even last half a year. And, the Independence War, again, 48 to 49. So in terms of people expect it to be over quickly, but again, this is the tunnels are dug in. You still have Hamas in the West Bank and Hamas adjacent proxies there. This is going to be sort of a test for Israeli society, like how much stick-to-itiveness do they have? Because the war aims is to destroy Hamas and all terrorist capabilities in the Gaza Strip, and probably the West Bank and Lebanon too, if you're going to be honest with it, with what needs to happen. So, well, is there any major progress from this week to last week on a grand scale of things? Not really, but it is going. They are 1 week closer to achieving their goals. They have taken, again, a major munitions factory. They have taken out senior commanders. Half of Hamas's senior command from October 7th is pretty much gone now. And you have, the other half to go. Once the IDF eliminates all senior command of Hamas, then we might have a new phase of the war. We might see the breakdown of Hamas, some mass surrenders. You might be able to see some peace arranged and the rebuilding of Gaza. But at best, we're halfway done.